So today we are discussing about factors influencing climate or weather. Factors influencing climate or weather. So here if you see climate or weather, so factors influencing climate or weather. So there are four major factors which influence the climate or weather of any particular place. So here first one is latitude. So latitude. Second one is land water relationship. Third one is altitude. Okay. Third one is altitude. Fourth one is upper air circulation. We have upper air circulation. So let us discuss one by one in depth. So first one, latitude. So when we talk about latitude, the average temperature in any particular place in a year drops. As you see, if you go away from the equator. So if you see here, imagine this is the Earth. So this is a 0 degrees equator. In this way we have latitude. So these are called as latitudes. These are longitudes. These are latitudes. So if you see here, latitude. So as you move away from the equator, the temperature or the climate decreases. As you move towards the equator, the temperature will increase. Climate effects of the weather of a particular place is affected based on the latitude, equator, as you move towards the poles. So here if you see polar regions, here you see hot regions. Okay, because of the sun rays fall straight to the regions near the equator. So the regions which is near to the equator will be hot. So there the climate will be hot climate. Okay, for a long period of time. Okay, so why this happens? So tropical, as these are close to the equator. So tropical regions close to the equator, poles which are away from the equator, polar region, then temperate. Okay, as these are between the two extremes. So if you see here, this is a polar region, equator. Okay, now you see. So these are okay. These are the latitudes which we see they are neither far away nor far close to the equator. Okay, sorry, this one. This. So here you will not find the same temperature of the place. Suppose there is a place located here and there is a place located here. You will not find the same temperature or a climate on that particular region because the number of latitude has changed. Okay, latitude is different. So based on the latitude which is near to the equator, the temperature will be more. Based on the latitude which is away from the equator, see, these are the poles which are completely away from the equator, poles to the extreme corners, and these are near to the equator. And this is neither very far nor very near to the equator. So based on the number of latitude, okay, latitude number, there will be a change in the climate. Okay, so if you see in the India, if you see in India, suppose this is India. So if you see current diagram, so the people here and here do not having the same climates because suppose Kanyakumari, so it is near to the equator. Okay, so as you know, this is the latitude numbers. Here it is the equator. So India is up in the northern hemisphere, and the south part of India is near to the equator compared to the northern part of India. Okay, so there are many latitudes passing through India. So as the number of latitudes moves away, like from the equator as you move away, then the temperature goes on decreasing. Is it clear? Right? Did you understand? So those who are there in the class, one of you can read this topic if you have a textbook. Yes. Do you have a textbook? Yes, my dear children. Do you have a textbook? So you see in India, the southern part lies in the tropical belt closer to the equator, and therefore the region is higher in average temperature compared to the northern part, which is away from the equator. Okay, if you see, India lies roughly between 8 degrees to 37 degrees north latitudes. Understood? And the country is divided almost into two equal parts: south of Tropic of Cancer and tropical zone, like south of Tropic of Cancer, north of Tropic of Cancer. So the region which is nearer to the equator or south of Tropic of Cancer will have more average temperature compared to the north of Tropic of Cancer. Understood? So the parts that is in the south of Tropic of Cancer is in the tropical zone. So the part which is in the north is in the Tropic of Cancer. So that is two different temperature zones. Okay, not time zones. Two different temperature zones we have. Understood? So next is land water relationship. So what we have? Land water relationship. So simple thing is regions which are near to the oceans will have a different climate compared to the interior regions or the regions away from the oceans. Okay, so just I will share a picture. You can see how the land water relationship will be there. Okay, so cold breezes move from land to ocean. Okay, and sometimes cold sea breezes move from ocean to land. I just share ma. You see, so you see there. This is a diagram. So in the daytime, you see here in the daytime, cool. What it is? Cool sea breezes. So in the daytime, cool breezes from the ocean move towards the land, and warm breezes move towards the oceans. Okay, so in the night time, cool land breezes will be there, which will move towards the oceans, which will have a warm air. So as the time changes, day and night, so during the daytime, oceans will have a cool sea breezes, which will move towards the warm air. Okay, warm air. Did you understand? And during the night time, warm air from the oceans move towards the cold land breezes. Did you understand? So the amount of sunlight which is falling, that is first observed and radiated back by the surface. Okay, surface means the ground, what you say. So darker areas such as heavy vegetated regions, okay, tend to have, they are the good observers of light. Okay, so this affects, so land breezes and sea breezes will have an effect on climate in many ways. Is it clear? Climate in many ways. So if you see a large part of India, which is to the coastline, okay, Samudraniki Degara, comes under moderate influence of the sea. So average moderate means not very high, not very low. So as such, difference between the temperature in the day and night will be more, particularly in the summer and winter. You will not find much difference because they are near to the oceans. So this is known as like equitable climate. So equitable in the sense not very high nor very cold. Understood? Did you understand? Okay. So next is altitude. So in our local language, altitude means F2. Okay. So as the height of a particular region from the surface is more, like higher altitude areas will receive lower sun rays. So the temperature on the higher altitudes will be cool compared to the lower altitudes. So you have already learned that temperature decreases as the altitude increases. Am I right? As a altitude increases, temperature will decrease because of the sunrise will not fall straight. So for example, hills, mountains will have lower temperature, okay, on the earth compared to the plains and plateaus. So therefore, the altitude of any region influences the climate of that particular region. If you see, there are several, many hill stations are there, like Gulmarg, Shimla, Nainital, Darjeeling. So many other places are there. Kodaikanal. So you might have already heard about all these things, or some of you might have already seen those places. So these are the cold climate places, regions. Okay, and most of these are near to the sea coast actually. Clear? So next is upper atmospheric circulation. What is the next one? Upper atmospheric circulation. So in the northern hemisphere, subtropical high pressure belts will give rise to permanent winds. So there will be permanent winds which will be blowing in the subtropical region in the northern hemisphere, and they blow towards the equator. Where, which side they are blowing? Towards the low pressure equator belt. Okay, so these winds are generally known as trade winds. Okay, these winds are generally known as trade winds, and the German word, this is a, trade winds are taken from a German word. Trade means track. Track means the way or the direction which it is moving. So in India, if you see, we will receive, we have a dry northeast trade winds, a dry northeast trade winds, and the climate of India is affected by the upper air currents, which is known as jet streams, and these jet streams are fast flowing air currents in a narrow belt in the atmosphere, upper atmosphere. For example, almost 12,000 meters above. And the speed will vary during the seasons. Like in the summer, these winds will blow at 110 kilometers per hour, and in the winter, the speed of the winds, okay, will increase to 184 kilometers per hour. Understood? So this is nothing but a jet stream, and this jet streams can completely have an effect on climate of a particular region. Particularly, if you see 25 degrees north latitude, you see 25 degrees north latitude, you will have difference in the climate. Is it okay? Okay, so I'll stop here. I'll stop here and I'll conduct a small quiz. Tomorrow we'll discuss about seasons in India. So we have two seasons in India, summer and winter. So we will discuss how and which direction the winds will blow in the India, what kind of winds enter into India, which brings monsoons, and in which particular direction, in which particular seasons. Okay, so we'll discuss all about seasons, and see seasons are due to the winds, movement of earth. So there are several other factors which bring seasons. So we'll discuss about winter and summer in India. Okay.